Afternoon. It is Wednesday, right? Man, this whole month has been going right on by because we're at the end of April. I was about to say August. We're at the end of April. I started to go live, I think it was Monday, and Savvy was up to something, so I just canceled the live and I planned on coming back later, but got distracted. So I'm back today and we're going to talk about mindset and intentions, along with a little bit about wellness because it's Wednesday. Wednesdays are for wellness. So we're going to touch on that as well. I posted in here a video. I just got these new tarot cards and I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. It is so beautiful. I wish I had ordered two. Okay, so mindset and intentions. My own personal life has shown me the power of our mindset and intentions. When we are clear on what it is that we want, that is where the magic happens. It's in the clarity. Sometimes we don't know or we're confused, so we're putting out like just all of this energy around different things. So when we do that, the results that we get might not be clear as well. So it's really important that we go into any situation with a clear mind and clear intentions. This can be within your relationships, with how you want to parent, with what you want your daily schedule to be, your lunch, like whatever area of life that you want to focus on. Being very clear and setting intentions is so important. Intentions are kind of like direction, right? It gives us focus, and it can anchor us in to what we need to be doing, and really anchor us into what it is that we want. So we're not floating off in this direction and floating off in that direction. We're like focused. We have a clear line of sight to what we want to get to. Do I have it here? No, it's not here. So I'm a planner junkie. I use a couple different planners, one of which is the Desire Map Planner. And so there's something that she calls like core desired feelings, which are like, how do you truly want to feel? Like when you get down to the core, how do you want to feel? And so those are my intentions. It's for alignment. And when I say alignment, I'm meaning like alignment spiritually, where I am embodying the spiritual principles that I believe in, that I love, that I trust in my physical life. Sometimes that can be hard. And for a while, it seemed like I was operating like in two different worlds. And now I feel like I'm really starting to really bring them into alignment in the way that I truly desire them. Another one is connection. So that's one of my intentions, is to connect with people on a daily basis. And sometimes I was not doing that just because of different circumstances that I was going through. But I've been connecting more and more with people each day. You guys have seen me more and more in the group each day. And then the other was abundance. I want abundance. I desire abundance. We all need it in our lives in one way or another so that we can care for ourselves, our families, and get the things that we need and also the things that we want, because it's okay to have nice things. It's okay to take trips. It's okay to like be extravagant and do fun things with money outside of paying bills and, buying food, right? The two main things that we need. So when we set our intentions, it really helps us to focus. And I was sharing mine just because I know each day I ask myself, how can I be more in alignment? How can I, or who can I connect with today? So knowing that that's what my intentions are, it helps me to focus my mindset. So in the morning I get up and that's what I'm focused on. How can I feel more abundant? How can I bring in abundance? Who can I connect with? How can I show up and serve and add value? Because that's in alignment with who I am and who I desire to be. So knowing my intentions helps my mind to stay clear. And if I do get in that state where I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I don't know. What should I be doing? I can go back to my intentions and say, okay, well, these are my intentions. So what action can I take that's going to help me manifest those intentions? When I was looking for a home, I was very specific about what I wanted. I wanted 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, lots of light, which now that it's hot and I've got all this sun coming in the windows, it gets a little warm, but I love the light. I have to be in like a well-lit home, and a big backyard. And the things that I specified, the things that I needed, I was able to manifest. And I really was looking at homes in another state just because the cost of living was different. And I felt like a big move, like to a completely new space would have been, or a completely new state was what I needed. But it was a mindset shift for me that happened instead. So I didn't have to move to a new state. I moved maybe 20 minutes away and got everything that I needed within the budget that I wanted because I was super clear on what I wanted. I could have probably been a little clearer, but overall, it's what I wanted. And so I'm sharing that to say that we can truly manifest and create whatever we need if we get out of the way. What happens is we're like, okay, I want X, Y, and Z, this dream thing. And then we put it out there, but then we start doubting it. Oh, do I deserve it? How am I going to get it? What are people going to think when I have it? So we start creating doubt around it. So it's so funny because I had let go of the whole moving process. I was like, you know what? This isn't the right time. So I'm not going to focus on it. I decided to shift my energy elsewhere. And that's when the house kind of fell into, it found me because I was like, you know what, I'm okay. I'm going to work with this and I'm going to put moving on hold. So I got out of the way and I just released it and let it go. And it's like, okay, whatever. And that's when it found me. And then like within a couple of days, I had keys and I was moving. We get in our way so much because we don't really know how not to, and we feel like we're supposed to be in control. And I think a lot of that is because so much is out of our control. We want to try to control something, right? Like we go to work, we've got these rules, we have to say certain things, we have to do things a certain way. There's so many rules and regulations that we have to abide by to exist in society, to maintain a job, to whatever it is. Right? To even drive a car, you've got to wear your seatbelt. You've got to go a certain, speed limit. You can't make certain turns in certain ways or during certain times. So there's all these different rules throughout life that we have to follow. And sometimes we want to be in control of something so much. One thing that I'm learning is that the most important thing to control is our mind, where we're focusing our energy and our time and our thoughts. That is so important. If we can control that, then all of the other stuff around us won't matter as much because it's truly being in control of our mind, making sure that our actions are aligned with our heart. That's kind of where the magic happens. That is where things start to take place. And so I've been looking back at the last year or so of my life from when I lost my job, when, what else happened? I got my office, I moved back home. All of these different things happen, and I'm looking back and seeing how these different manifestations came about. I got a contract with doing some client work for social media, which I absolutely love. It was a dream job for me. Like I literally remember saying, I want to work, I want to do this, and I want to do it for this company because it would be a lot of fun and I would love it. And that's what I'm doing now. And the key to it was putting it out there and then completely letting go and not obsessing over it. And that's the hard part, not obsessing over it, especially when it's something close to us. And I think we do that a lot, especially when we start to talk about romantic relationships and love, because we are specific. We know what we don't want based upon the things that we've gone through. And sometimes it's hard to believe that something great can walk into your life because we're holding on to so much of the stuff that hurt before. So this is where we kind of go into the wellness piece of it, right? Because we have to find a way to let go so that we can allow something new to show up and to manifest in our lives. So when it comes to wanting to manifest something and you're clear on your intention, the way to get your mindset on the right track is to kind of let it go. But not in a way that you have to forget about it, but in a way that if you're thinking of that thing, it's positive thoughts. There's positive energy put behind it. And that's where things like vision boards can come in handy. That's where taking up a hobby, dancing, walking, running, whatever it is, something to channel your energy into. So when the fear or misplaced excitement, the anxious feelings, when those things start to come up and you start to feel that energy, you can channel it elsewhere in a more positive way to kind of transmute it versus sending those, anxious kind of low vibe energies to your manifestation. And it's really interesting because I've been watching with my daughter, seeing how she manifests things, and it's very easy. If you have children, like, really pay attention to them. I promise you, like, she's one of my biggest teachers, just watching how adamant she is about, I want this. And it just shows up because there's no resistance. Children don't know how to create resistance around something. As parents, we do that for them. We're like, no, I can't afford it. We don't have the space for it. Not today. So we put those things up, and that's where it's learned. So as a mom, it's very interesting watching her manifest things, and she just puts it out there and then she lets it go. And then she just talks about it in a way that it already is. And she's imagining it and she's thinking about it. And sometimes it's the first thing that she wakes up. The first thing on her mind when she wakes up is that thing that she wants. And she's just super excited about it, even though it's not here. But she doesn't know anything different but to know that she wants it, so it's coming. And it's funny because one of my beautiful, beautiful teachers, Goddess Abiola, and I'm going to see if I can find it really quickly. She posted this in her group, in our VIP group. And when I saw it, it made me think about this very topic and what my daughter does. So the quote is from Abraham Hicks. It says, when you ask, it is given, but at some point you have to stop asking and start expecting. I love that. Like, I love it. Can you see that? When you ask, it is given, but at some point you have to stop asking and start expecting. And that is so true. When we get out of that state of asking, or like where we're begging, like, oh my God, please just, do this one thing for me, give me this job that I desire, right? We go from pleading, from begging, to asking, to saying, this is what I expect because this is what I deserve. Like, this shift from that, the shift from asking to expecting, like, did you see the change within me? It's a different energy. So when we set our intentions and we clear our mindset, then we can start expecting, and we can get out of that asking phase, that like, oh, that I really wish, oh man, it would be great. Get out of that and expect it. Expect that miracle to show up in your life. Expect that change to happen. And that's really powerful. Like, that just kind of like shook me because I wasn't expecting that to come through so strongly, but it did. And with our you know, our wellness, like our mental wellness, our mindset is so important. The things that we're consuming, and I talk about this a lot, from social media, from TV, the music that we listen to, the gossip, the, you know, the conversations, the foods that we eat, are they nurturing our mind, or are they kind of, you know, making us wig out? Just everything that we consume impacts our mind, body, soul. So we want to be mindful of what we're consuming. Y'all know I'm a foodie. I love my sweets, my cookies, my donuts, my cakes, my cupcakes. Ah. I'm excited because Savvy's birthday is Friday, and that means cupcakes and fun. But we just need to be mindful, right, that we're okay with what we're consuming. So for me personally, I don't feel guilty when I have a donut. I don't. And so I'm not creating emotional issues around it, because I'm okay with having a donut. It feels good to me. It tastes good to me. I'm okay with that. If you're consuming something and you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't eat this. Oh, this is going to make me fat. Like, oh, I'm a pig. If you're putting those negative thoughts into the food that you're eating, you're ingesting that. So I don't know why I'm talking about this, but if it resonates with you, take it. So, and then if you do feel bad about it, think, okay, well, how can you change it? How can you limit, you know, your consumption? Maybe cut the donut into pieces, and you will have 4 pieces of one donut instead of 4 donuts. You see what I'm saying? Like, find ways to make it palatable so that you can change. If it is something that you don't want to do any longer, then you'll find positive ways to shift your behavior away from it. And for me, like, I used to smoke cigarettes. And it's so funny, like, I just cannot even imagine it, because now even the smell of it, like, it makes me nauseous. Like, even just, even like thinking about the way it smells, it repulses me. So it's so ironic that, yeah, I used to smoke. And it was so, because it was clearly an addiction. And I would feel bad about smoking, but I was like, I can't keep, you know, putting these toxins into my body on top of, like, me feeling the shame and the guilt, and, you know, I'm hurting myself doing it. So I was like, okay, if I feel bad about it, I either don't need to do it, or if I'm going to do it, I need to not feel bad about it. And so I had to make a mindset shift around smoking, and I started exploring, why am I smoking? Like, what is the meaning behind that? Is this really what I want? And no, it wasn't, because it wasn't in alignment with me. The fact that I felt bad about it, it was really clear that it was not in alignment with me. So I started weaning myself off of cigarettes, and I was able to kind of quit cold turkey. And as ironically, I had gotten pregnant not long after I quit. And so I don't know if you've ever, well, when I get pregnant, like, my nose, like, the smells are very dominant and pervasive. So it's like, my sense of smell is heightened. And like, anytime I would smell just the, like, a whiff of smoke, like, even if somebody's, like, in another car driving down the street and I can smell it out the window, like, it repulses me. And that, I think, was ingrained in me. I think that was a gift from my daughter, that, you know, cigarettes, like, were so repulsive. Like, it would make me nauseous, like, super nauseous. Could not stand it in the smell of someone's clothes, their hair, could not be around it. Like, it was horrible. So yes, we can definitely change bad habits, mindset, thoughts, and all of those things to put us in a better state of wellness, whether it's physical wellness, emotional, mental, spiritual, financial. We just have to change how we're looking at things, and really set a clear intention. So what area of your life do you want to focus on improving? Is it going to be your mindset, your emotions, your physical health, your finances, your spirituality? let me know in the comments what intention you're going to set for yourself. And what are you going to do to keep your mindset clear and focused on your intention? So I know I said a lot. I probably skipped around a bit, but I'm just really excited. There's so many happy things going on, and I'm just grateful that I can show up here for you today. It's been a little quiet around the house. I still have to dive into my new tarot deck. Maybe I'll be back in the group later to pull some cards. But yeah, I'm super excited for my new deck. I hope that you all have a beautiful day. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave a comment, let me know, and I'll be back to check on you later. Bye.